5 of the National Football League. And up next, we'll get a look at Patrick Mahomes. He comes in third in the league in passing touchdowns. It's the Chiefs and the Raiders. All that and more coming up next.
From one of the loudest venues in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The KC offense set to go, led as always by the gunslinger, a former MVP in this league. It's Patrick Mahomes.
And he's looking good now. I mean, 5 touchdown passes in the last game. Okay, he threw a couple of interceptions. That's a little bit of a concern. But I remember a basketball coach telling me one time, he had a guy average about 40 points a game, and he said the press got all over him because he didn't play much defense. He said he's averaging over 40 a game. The guy against him's not scoring that. We still have the advantage.
Yeah, and they got the win last week in that effort.
Even better. It's always best to clean up things after a win than after a loss.
They go play fake. Mahomes. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Now Mahomes. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Chiefs first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on third down and 5. The Chiefs had 2-2 through the first 4 weeks of the season, and they were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset, being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them, and I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
They'll get that one out quickly to Brown. So the completion good for just 3. And now that sets up 3rd and 2. They'll try for the first with Pacheco. And he'll take it down shy the 45 at the 46. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. Well, these two teams, they met up way back in the season opener, and it was the Chiefs who got the road victory there, so now looking to claim the season series at home in KC. Down to the 42, second down. Well, this defense for the Raiders, they were excellent last week in the win over the Chargers.
And every defensive team that we talk to, they spend a lot of time talking about creating turnovers. And anytime you get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really good performance. They exceeded that number in a huge way. They got the football back 4 times in the win.
That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. From the gun on third down, Mahomes. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 31-yard line. A solid gain of 15 yards, and the sticks move. Well, on third down, he wanted to go to one of his most dependable targets, and that's who he found, his tight end there, to pick up the first, Charles.
And you use the proper word there, dependable, and sometimes spectacular, because tight ends nowadays, they can do it all. But they're the guys you trust, especially across the middle of the field where there's traffic. He delivers, and they pick up nice yardage.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. To throw, it's Mahomes. That one caught by Rice. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 13-yard line. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Mahomes going to throw. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
And I could see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. And maybe they were coming with a blitz that time, and it caused a jump.
I think if we saw it, you know that they saw it. Might have been a little discussion down there. Bad guys coming. Pick them up. Pick them up. And someone jumped.
Now it's Mahomes again. And he's got it. And the Chiefs are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door, 1st and goal. And they'll turn to a power game to try to get in. And he is in. Touchdown, Kansas City. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the 4th quarter. That's when the knockout occurs.
And it becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. So here comes the Raiders offense now onto the field. And a glance here at their quarterback standing 6'3".
And I thought it was a really nice performance last week by him. 3 touchdown passes. I think that signifies exactly what he was getting done. He did have the 1 interception.
But that's the ratio you say you're okay with, right?
If you go 3 to 1, you're going to be pretty happy over the course of the season. And let's face it, he'll never blame the receiver publicly. But behind closed doors, he probably told his agent, hey, what's the deal? I should have had a perfect game.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Back to throw, O'Connell. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
And this will be taken at the 13. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. Kansas City taking the field for their 2nd drive. Well, just 2 series in here, Charles, but everything's gone to script so far. They got a touchdown on their first drive. Their defense holds, and now they've got a chance to take a 2-score lead.
And to co-sign with you, exactly the start they scripted up. And really, that kind of start, that can set the tone for the game for them.
Now here's Mahomes. They'll set up the screen to Pacheco. Nothing on the screen that time. Now it's 3rd down. You look at this Raiders defense. And they've shown the ability to play tough against the pass, currently ranked number 9 in the NFL.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding against the air attack.
The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th.
Nice call on defense, rolling out the nickel package for that big 3rd down play, and they did an excellent job locking down coverage and forcing him to try and run for it, and he doesn't get there, which brings up a big 4th down call.
On 4th down, Matt Araiza sent on to punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10. 2nd drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
On the handoff, it's Laube. To about the 40-yard line.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. He wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Short throw caught by Bowers. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now, and it's Las Vegas with the football. Here comes third and the length of the football. They'll try to pick this up on the ground with White. And able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47. An effective 7-yard third down conversion.
Well, that was big right there because they're in the bottom 5 in the league in converting on third down. They needed that pickup in a big way.
There were 2 things they said they wanted to win in this game. One, the turnover battle, and the second, third down conversions. So they got one there. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
And O'Connell now to throw. He's going to wind up and air it out. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big third down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th.
I certainly like what he did right there because he smartly wanted to avoid forcing anything downfield because nothing appeared to be open. Nice harmless slide there to avoid the big hit, and he gets a small gain on the play.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. So here are the Chiefs to take over. They were winners last week over Tennessee, and they've got the lead here as well. They start this drive out 1st and 10. Mahomes now to throw. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
I do think it's fair to say that they were caught off guard a little bit when he decided not to throw it on 1st down. But give them credit. They recovered in time to deny him the 1st down yardage. But it's only 2nd and short.
And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. Well, he had his eyes on 200 yards last week, earned him AFC Offensive Player of the Week. And he was really, really good. Fun to watch back in tape with you.
It was fun to watch, wasn't it? He's trying to have the same type of a game in this one. But what was fun watching was how he read the defense. No matter what they presented, he had an answer for it, and that's why he was open during that game.
2nd and 10. On the counter, Mitchell. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 44-yard line. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here.
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
And that'll be a free 5 yards for the offense.
Just like a tennis match, that's just an unforced error. Stay alert, don't jump early, and give them free yardage.
Now a chance to make that encroachment penalty really hurt. 1st and 5. In motion, the tight end, Kelsey. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Complete, the tight end, Kelsey. It's a 7-yard gain and good enough to move the chains.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in this.
And in for the Chiefs touchdown. And Xavier Worthy, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Chiefs go up by 2 touchdowns. Well executed there offensively. Defense looked a little confused, but he found his receiver, and that one good for 6 points.
And the payoff we just saw there tells us how many times they ran this play in practice over the past few weeks because they executed that flawlessly right here on game day when the situation arose.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and that'll make the score 14-0. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it winds up with the Chiefs hitting pay dirt. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still 2nd quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. They stay on the ground with White. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. O'Connell from the gun on 3rd down. That's complete to his rookie 2nd-round pick. And he is going to have the Raiders' 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
First down, here's White. And he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Now O'Connell. Throwing the out route, incomplete. It's White. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Zamir White, 46 yards. And the Raiders have got it back to within a score. They were already down 2 scores early. They needed something to try to stem that tide, and that certainly qualifies. A big play to get them in the end zone.
It qualifies indeed because, let's face it, they don't get something done on this drive, turn it back over, this game could be 88 and out the gate early.
What? 88 and out the gate?
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, listen, I used to hear my old man talk about it. Usually meant that thing's done.
Well, now that they got the touchdown, it's not 88 now at the gate. We still got a good game going ahead of us. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Now the Chiefs offense ready to go again. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. Working from the gun, Mahomes. This will be caught by Brown. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5. And they'll send the tight end in motion. Throwing now is Mahomes. That is caught. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. 14-7. Here's Mahomes to throw. That ball caught. It's Rice. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. The end result, 21 yards. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Mahomes to throw once more. That's into the hands of Worthy once again. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Now they'll send a tight end in motion left. Throwing again on 2nd down. Mahomes. And that is caught for the touchdown, Kansas City. Noah Gray. A 5-yard touchdown. And the Chiefs will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Raiders offense and their running back Zamir White getting set for their next drive. And he has been a big component of the passing game so far. You see the numbers for this first half. This defense is going to need to find some way to key in on him because he is eating him up right now. Short throw caught by Bowers. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. Here's O'Connell. And he's taken down, a Chiefs sack. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts. And they will get to him behind the line, but the clock continues to tick down. On fourth down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. 49-yard punt, 5 on the return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. So we've come upon halftime here in KC with the Chiefs on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
We were treated to an excellent first half from the gunslinger, Patrick Mahomes. He came on after a slow start to fire 2 second-quarter touchdown passes and give his guys the lead at the intermission. The highlights are fairly one-sided to this point. It's a 2-touchdown difference here at the break. But I wouldn't call this one over just yet. I think there could still be some fireworks yet to come.
A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Raider offense ready to go here to start the third quarter. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
Second down and a yard. Off the play fake, here's O'Connell. And this one is incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was third and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you should have a few men in the box there.
Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. Second down. And they'll come up 2nd and 7. Play action. Now O'Connell. A short throw, and that's hauled in by Mayer. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it's 3rd and 4 now. Throwing, O'Connell. It gets it right back to Mayer. And he is going to have the Raiders first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
They had 2 tight ends in the formation on that one. It looked to me like he had his pick of receivers downfield.
I think he was just planning on going over the middle. That's what he did.
Picked up first down, too.
Off the play fake. O'Connell. He'll get that out to the flat to White. So they'll get nothing out of that play, and it's 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or 2 miss, but that window closed quickly. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Fakes the handoff. Now O'Connell to throw. That's going to be caught. It's Jacoby Myers. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 29-yard line. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains. Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Raider linemen might have been moving. The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Now a give up the middle. This is White. 48 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
And they go play action here with O'Connell. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. Brock Bowers, 28 yards. And the Raiders have cut it back within a score. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Chiefs offense and Patrick Mahomes headed back onto the field. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a one-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's now a one-score game, they know this is where you need to slow the momentum change, because otherwise that could overrun your team. You've got to be careful right here.
2 yards on the pickup there, and that's going to bring up second down. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping.
Infraction, defense.
So step off the 5 yards.
Yeah, and partner, you know, defensive end, he wants to get into the offensive backfield. He wants that get off to be as fast as possible. A little too quick on that one.
To throw, it's Mahomes. Looking for Gray and finding him once again. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Give him 15 yards on that one. Kansas City has a first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Mahomes going to throw. Got a man over the middle, Worthy. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They go play action. Now Mahomes. Pitch and catch here to Travis Kelce. It'll be a gain of 5, and that will bring up second down.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
With no hesitations, they go right back to Kelce. And Kelce's going to have a Chiefs first down as the tackle is made right at the 25-yard line. Now Mahomes. To the right side, it's Kelce. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Now here's Mahomes. The tight end Kelce has it over the middle. And the Chiefs are going to be set up with a 1st and goal here as the tackle made at the 9. Mahomes now to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. A gain of 7 that time. 2nd and goal.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line.
And he's going to take it into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Isaiah Pacheco, his second rushing touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs add 6 to their lead. Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Well, now how about this return? And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Raiders heading out to take over. They did what they had to do to start this third quarter, went down, got the touchdown to cut the lead, but the matching touchdown a moment ago, and we're right back where we started at halftime.
Yeah, you're exactly right, partner. They had a little bounce in their step after scoring that first touchdown, but the defense gave one up, and that's the problem right now. Can they get better play from their defense while they continue to score on offense?
They work now on 2nd and 9. A carry here for Laube. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Again, it's Laube. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. A third quarter action from Kansas City. 2nd down and 10. Running out of the gun with White. And he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. We're back now in KC. The Raiders on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. Here it's 3rd and 3. They'll go up the middle with White. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. And give him 5 yards there, and it's enough for the first. They run straight ahead here with White. 67 yards rushing for him now to this point.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
To throw here, O'Connell. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Bowers. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. They will run with White out of the shotgun. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. From the 20, here's 2nd down and 5. Back to throw, O'Connell. And this is caught at the 8. And the Raiders are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
Good yardage on the completion there, and when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
Here's White. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. 5 yards, a good run there, and now 2nd and goal. And O'Connell now to throw. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. It was Leo Chanel who got in to drop him. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal. Now it's O'Connell. And that is incomplete. So now 4th and goal. You're trailing by a decent amount here. What are you doing, Coach Davis?
Well, I've got to think to myself, just how many more opportunities am I going to have this close and have this chance? I've got to go for it right here. The clock's dwindling on me. Let's go get it done.
The kick by Carlson is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Chiefs offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that'll make it 2nd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Throwing now is Mahomes. Complete, the tight end Kelsey. And Kelsey's going to have a Chiefs 1st down as the tackle made up near the 35. Pacheco gets it up the gut. They find some open field here. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a 1st down.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation when they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but...
Oh, what a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the 4th quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game, and trusting this quarterback.
And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Tyree Wilson using that athletic ability to make the play. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. They fake the give. Now Mahomes. Open man, it's the tight end Kelsey. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. From the gun, it's Mahomes. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Max Crosby has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. Looking to throw is Mahomes. This is caught. Able to get 9 out of that pitch and catch, but now 3rd and goal.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
Pacheco is in. Touchdown, Chiefs.
And that right there is a definition of a statement drive. You're in the 4th quarter, trying to get to the finish line, and here they were able to hold the ball for a long time and move it down the field. And how about them finishing it off with the touchdown run? Winning football 101, check that box.
Butker now to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. That time, a 9-play drive. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Las Vegas' offense back out there ready to go. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, it's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Tucker. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Now O'Connell. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. To the air again with O'Connell. And that one incomplete, but now a penalty flag coming in late. That might be PI.
Defense.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Here's O'Connell. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. 2nd and 9. Throwing. O'Connell. Open man is Tucker. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Play number 7 coming on this drive. It's 3rd and inches. Out of the shotgun, here's O'Connell. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Raiders' first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it, and it's 2nd down. O'Connell looking to throw yet again. Toward the pylon, but it's incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Jacoby Myers. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Raiders have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time. And they'll indeed take a knee.
Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
So no shortage of offense in this game, but a very clean game too, Charles. Each side got its points, but they did so without committing a single turnover.
That's so true, and it certainly felt like NFL football at its finest, right? You talk about the highest level from both of these offenses. Neither one of them afraid of taking risks, and both of them aggressively pushing it downfield. I did like, Brandon, how smart they were about going about their business, though. They were high-flying, but they took care of the ball.
Yeah, they did, and just keeping it clean in a game like this with all these points, you don't see that very often, even at the highest level. Job well done by both sides. So for the Chiefs, they move back over 500 at 3-2 now on the year, and they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Las Vegas, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Jaguars in Jacksonville.